Hi, Sagittarius. So we're going to get an overall energy of your reading today and see what Spirit has to say and has in store for you. We have openness, and I love how it's so bright and it's surrounded by the clouds and darkness. So, so I think that the overall energy already is going to be you are shining your light bright around some darkness. I feel like you really stand out and at a job, it could be in a relationship, and you are very wise. This card to me represents somebody who like swims among the dolphins. I know there's no dolphins depicted in this image, but you're very adventurous. You love to enjoy life. You love to be the light. And let me move this up. You love to be the light. I can really appreciate that about your guys' sign, okay? It's that fiery energy. It's that adventurous soul. You probably go on a lot of trips, maybe even by yourself. Maybe you recently went scuba diving. Maybe you feel like that's where you are most at one and with yourself and at peace with yourself. All right. Spirit, can you please help me to get the message out clear and exactly how you intend it without any blocks? And that was pretty obvious. Spirit flipped out those cards right away. All right. So we have round and round. Okay, so we have round and round, card number 25, serendipity, card number 18, unfinished symphony, card number 10, and a change in the wind, card number 12. Oh my gosh, I love that. And I love how Spirit gave me exactly 4 to go right below these original 4. All right. So with round and round coming out right underneath the flexibility, I truly feel like you have kind of been going round and round with something in your mind lately. I'm still not quite sure what it is at this point in the reading, but you may be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities. You might be feeling kind of childlike lately, or when you go on your adventures, you feel very childlike, happy, thinking about the stars. You like to have a lot of deep conversations, and you like to talk about things that most people might just kind of say, oh, that's like woo woo, or oh, I don't believe in that. But you're a deeper person. And I'm pretty sure that's why I was saying you like to go swim in the deep. I think you like to swim in the deep in more than one way. I think you like to look for the deeper knowledge and things that are outside of our human perspective and understanding, because we are limited. And I feel that you have a very strong sense of that. And you are very curious about what the next step in your life is. And you do have an unfinished symphony. So that tells me, and this wisdom card has fell over like 3 times. So I think that Spirit kind of hitting me over the head with, I need to focus on the imagery of this card a little bit more. So give me 1 second while I just meditate on this card, okay? All right, I'm truly feeling like you carry a wisdom that has been passed down through your lineage. And you might feel kind of alone at times. You might feel like a solo rider, and you are wanting your partner. You're wanting your adventure partner. You're wanting somebody to be able to have those conversations with. And I think that you're feeling a little bit like, I'm not meeting or recognizing people that vibrate at the same frequency as me, and it's becoming discouraging. And I can feel you asking yourself, like, when is my person going to come? Because I have so much love to give. I have so many interesting things to talk about and to share about, but I don't feel like I have anybody that I can be fully transparent and open with. But you are wise, Sag. You are very wise, and you have probably been questioning and going round and round in your mind. But Spirit saying loud and clear, let your inner child out. Continue to go on your adventures. Continue to seek deeper understanding and the mysteries of life. And if that's what sets your soul on fire, do not dull yourself so you can resonate at a lower vibration. And because your person's not at that vibration, right? The person that's really going to set your soul on fire, I don't think you've met yet, but I feel like you think that you have. You're questioning, is there an unfinished symphony with somebody else? You might be considering getting back into a relationship with somebody that you have recently broke up with, or actually when I said recently, it could have been years. I want to say 3 years. So either you're with this person for 3 years or 3 months, or it's been 3 months since you broke up, or 3 years since you broke up, and you still think about them. And the fact that you still think about them, you're questioning, was that my person? But you have the wise mind. So just because you're going round and round in your mind a lot, don't go back to what is not good for you, just so you can feel like you're a part of, you're connected. Because you already are connected. You're connected to Spirit at all times. You're connected to your guardian angels at all times. And I want to say that you're a rare breed. Like, they don't make them like you anymore, is what I want to keep saying. And I know deep down you know that. But when you look around you, you see a lot of people that appear to be happy. You see a lot of things that you think that you might be missing out on. And you keep asking yourself, when is it going to be my turn? Where is my person? But if you're thinking about going back to something that you've already outgrown, or if you have to lower your vibration to keep your person happy, then you won't truly be happy. You won't pass the test, and then you won't go to the next level. So remember that we are tested right before our biggest blessings come in. And I feel like you're in a test right now. And I know it can't be easy, but dig deep within your soul and ask yourself, and don't second guess yourself, okay? Be open, be flexible, and trust the process, and trust that spirit has your best interest at heart, and use your wise mind and your discernment when you meet new people. And I also want to say that maybe you've recently met somebody new and you're feeling kind of excited and you're like, is this the person? But they're already saying some things that doesn't resonate with you or doesn't align with your thoughts and your beliefs. So don't waste your time, okay? I know it's nice to have a companion, and I know that it's nice to have somebody to go to dinner with and go to the movies with, but at what price, right? We don't want to lose a part of who we truly are just so we can have that. So speak your truth and your soul tribes out there, okay? And there's going to be a change in the wind. And it's actually coming in quickly, because in this image, I see leaves blowing very fast, okay? And I was thinking 3 earlier, and look, this card adds up to 3. So it's the card number 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3. So you might meet somebody in March. You might meet somebody on the 12th. It might be 12 days from now. It might be in December. And guess what? Either you're a late November or you're a December baby. So stay true to yourself, okay? The change is literally right around the corner, and I can feel it. I can feel it very, very strongly. So what I'm going to do, I am being called to use this tarot instead of the other ones, and I'm not quite sure why, but let's see. Let's see what spirit has for you, Sagittarius. And thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to say what I need to say and hear what I need to hear without any blockages, because that message came in so clear. I love it. All right, one more shuffle. How are you guys feeling right now in this reading? I hope I didn't like shoot down your guys' anticipation or your hope for this relationship. And you never know. I mean, it might be them, but if you had to go round and round in your mind about it, I don't think so, okay? And remember, anybody that you meet, if they make your nervous system activated and you're excited and you have all these butterflies and you can't wait till they call, that isn't always a good sign. We want to feel calm. We want to feel reassured. We want to feel safe. And that's how you know. All right, so Spirit wants me to talk about this card. So we have the Emperor, and I truly believe that you're in that energy. I'm really picking up strongly on a male energy right now, but you can also be a female and really be embodying your masculine energy. And gender doesn't really assign in tarot, okay? But you can be in your independent, strong, masculine energy, male or female, okay? And the Emperor is like the highest king in the deck, right? So you know what you want. So if you're the Emperor, then you need the Empress is your counterpart. You can't settle for a page. And you know why? It's not because that page might be a great person, but spiritually you have already ascended to the level of Emperor. And so your person has hopefully ascended to the level of Empress, or vice versa, Empress, Emperor, right? Divine counterpart. And your person's out there, I promise you. And I have a feeling I'm talking to somebody that is, you're like a chosen one. And I've been saying that a lot recently, but I feel like those are the messages that Spirit's been giving me lately. And I'm thinking that it's because there's a lot of chosen ones out there that have been hurting, sad, and they feel like they are just so tired of going through it. But I promise you, there are a select few that, well, let me put it like this. There's very many that are called, but there's a select few that actually show up for the assignment. And I want to say that phrase right now, that you understood the assignment. So You're going to get your justice. And you know what's funny? This looks like a king and a queen next to each other. And I know it's the justice card, but I don't know. I just feel like that's telling me your queen's coming. Your king's coming, okay? Male or female. And I really want you to get out of the Nine of Swords energy because you're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling like, I keep doing the right thing. I'm tired of being like on a lone man journey. There's a song out there, and I'm not going to try to sing it because I don't remember it right now, but it's like talking about, I'm tired of being a one man band or something like that. And that's how you feel. But your justice is coming. And oh my gosh, look at this. So these cards actually mirror each other. You see? They mirror each other with the Roman numerals at the top. So that tells me you do have a divine counterpart. You might just have to pass this last test, and they might be going through their own spiritual awakening too, you know? But just think about it. Like when you're feeling down and sad and you're wondering like, where is my person? Pray about it and send them love and light. You know, you can have love and light in your heart for somebody that you've never met before, because you might feel them energetically, and you can just say, I know you're out there. I know you're making your way to me soon. Or you can even say, I know you're with me, and I'm sending you all the love and light. Oh, I love that. And you never know, you might meet, keep going on your journeys, keep going on your adventures. And I feel like you might meet your person there, because they're going to be doing the same things that you like to do if they're right for you, you know? And then we have the Ace of Swords. So speak your truth. If somebody's trying to get back into a relationship with you, this is a new opportunity for you to speak your truth. And you can say, you know what? I was considering it, but the thing is I know that I want more, and we've already went down this road before and it didn't work out. So I'm, you know, with love and with light, I'm going to respectfully decline. Or with the Ace of Swords, it could be when you meet your person and you feel it, your throat chakra might close up. And my throat chakra closed up so bad earlier, I almost did not sit down and do this reading because I didn't want it to happen again. And here I am, and my throat hasn't closed up once. Knock on wood, but all right. Spirit, what are some other messages that you have for Sagittarius? Can we make it clear and concise and get them that feeling, ooh, that emotion, get them that message that they need? All right. So two more came out, and the first one flipped over, and that is the Three of Swords. So I feel like you've been heartbroken, and like I said, I feel like you have come out of a relationship. Either it's been 3 years since you guys broke up and you're still hurt about it, or you were together for 3 months and you recently just broke up. But I have a feeling you guys have been in separation for a while and you're still hurt about it. And I think it's because you're giving yourself that what if, and you're going round and round in your mind. And I feel like you're almost kind of like making yourself sad. And you're the catch, you know, I'm sensing a very strong energy. And I know I said it earlier in the reading, but I'm going to say it again. They don't make them like you anymore. And I feel like somebody has recently told you that. And you might be questioning that. Well, if that were true, why haven't I met my person yet? Because guess what? If they don't make them like they make you anymore, then imagine how much trials, tribulations, lessons, tests that your partner has to go through so they can be on the same energetic frequency, okay? And Seven of Pentacles. So, you know, you might have a lot of options out there. You might have been, you know, weighing the odds like, well, and you know what I've noticed so much in this card right now, and I love it because I've never seen this before. You're looking at all these, you're like, oh, I have all these, you know, I want to say maybe people are throwing themselves at you. People really want to date you. You're like the person that they want, but you want this pentacle and you already have it. It's kind of like hidden underneath your feet behind the shovel, but it's there. It's with you. It always has been. You just can't see it yet. but you're looking at all these. And I've never looked at this card in this way. And I think that you've also kind of focused on what you don't have. Like, I'm getting the energy of like the Four of Cups with this Seven of Pentacles. But I feel like you're really good at hiding that from yourself. And you're really good at going within, going and doing things by yourself that maybe nobody realizes how sad or how hurt you've been inside. And you might appear like and you know, I'm not saying that you're not this, because I'm sure that you are, but you probably appear like a very independent, I work really hard, I have it all together. And yeah, that's one side of you. But on the other side, on the inside, you still feel like, gosh, I'm working so hard. I've done all these things. I've learned all these lessons. I've achieved so many tests. And I'm still showing up with integrity and love, and I'm missing out. But you're not, okay? Because not everything is as good as people like to make it seem, you know? And when that, you know, we see people's best at all times. People rarely show us their worst side unless they're highly triggered or they're really close to us. So if your heart is telling you that you want deeper, you want connection, you want a love where you can sit on a rooftop and talk about aliens and the stars and conspiracy theories. And if that's what you want, then that's what you wait for, because I promise it's coming. Don't settle for less, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for trusting me with this message, because I feel like it's so clear. And this might not resonate for everybody, but for that specific Sagittarius that's watching this, or if you're a cross watcher and you're watching this, it's resonating. I can feel it. I can feel somebody on the other side saying to themselves right now, oh my gosh, yep, yep, yep. All right. Can we get some confirmation, Spirit? Oh my gosh. Didn't I just say the Four Cups? There it is. Thank you for the confirmation. Is there any more, Spirit? Any more? Wow, this is a big message. All right. All right, so I'm going to try to go in order. I know a lot came out. So the first card that I have is the Fool. So you are presented with an opportunity to take the same path, or, you know, take the same path, repeat a cycle, or go on the Fool's journey. Be curious, be open-minded. I feel like you have a vacation planned, and maybe that's what's triggering you. You're feeling kind of like, gosh, I just want to go to like Hawaii, or I want to go on a cruise, or I want to go to the Grand Canyon and I want to enjoy it with somebody. But go on that trip, okay? Enjoy yourself. And you never know, your person might be waiting there for you. But be careful, because if, I don't know why I said Grand Canyon, but make sure you're mindful and you don't accidentally, you know, get too close to the edge, because that's one thing about the Fool. The Fool is so focused on their journey and like very carefree, and I don't have a worry in the world right now, but they need to watch where they're walking, right? And then the next card was the Ten of Swords, and I just said watch where you're walking. And this is, you're going to walk away from something. And I truly feel like you've been considering getting in back with somebody, or maybe for some of you, you've actually been in a relationship that's been about 3 months. Something about 3 is significant, or you met them in March, okay? Or their birthday's in March, or your birthday's in March. But something very significant about the number 3. And you might feel guilty, like, well, you know, I just don't think it's working out. But if you have to, walk away, because if you don't, Spirit will just make things harder on you, okay? If it's not what you want. This card is the next one that I see, but I know it didn't come out next. But so with the Eight of Swords, it's kind of like you're blinded. You're not seeing, and I don't think you're seeing yourself as your true self. You know, if you notice in this image, the reflection is somebody that's wearing a blindfold. And then the person that's looking at them through the mirror is not even wearing the blindfold. So it's like you and your higher self. I feel like your higher self is trying to connect with you. Your higher self is saying, if it doesn't feel right, trust the signs, trust the the synchronicities, okay? And you might feel really confused. And I know that this one's the one that came out I should have got, but you're like, what is going on here? I am so mentally taxed and I just don't know what to do. A part of you wants to stay in the relationship. A part of you wants to give that relationship another try, but another part of you knows you want more. But you feel left out in the cold. You feel like you've been locked away from love or relationships. And even if you do have those love and relationships, they're kind of meaningless to you. And that doesn't mean they don't have their good moments, because there can be. But there's good, and then there's that love that we all crave and desire, okay? All right. And then we have, I think the Four of Cups came out next. And the Four of Cups we talked about earlier, you know, you're focusing on those 3 cups, but you have one that spirit is ready to hand you. You just have to be patient. And, you know, there's that saying, like, I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies, right? Well, when it comes to relationships, I'd rather have $1 bill than 4 quarters, you know? I just want the one. I don't want 4. I don't want 100. I don't want 10. I just want one. And I think that's you. And your person is out there, I promise you. We don't become very, very strong, or we don't become so resilient, and we don't go through the things that we go through so we can be left alone. No, we're being tested so we can align with our other half, and then we can be that power couple. And I've shared this before. So with divine counterparts, okay, one thing that a lot of people miss is the main point of them coming together is because their frequency and the lessons that they've learned, they're meant for a mission and a journey. And how many power couples do you know out there that actually complete that mission? It's very rare, okay? It's not that it doesn't happen, but that's why I'm saying, like, many are called, but few people are actually chosen. So be patient, because the wheel's gonna turn. A new season's coming into your life. An old cycle is gonna close out, and when the new cycle comes in, you are gonna feel like so happy, so on top of the world. Your fire is going to be ignited within you, and your passion is going to be ignited within you. And I know that you can't wait to just give all your love away, but I promise you, it gets harder right before the blessing is revealed. So do not turn back. I want you to think about it like this. Let's just say that you're taking a test, okay? And you answer like 95 problems. There's 100 questions. You've answered 95. But if you don't complete the test, you fail. And you're like, you know what? These last 5 are just too hard. I just don't want to do it anymore. I've been sitting here taking this test for like 2 hours. I'm over it. But you just have 5 more questions to go. I mean, heck, if you don't even know the answer, just pick whatever, right? Just roll with it. We just don't go back and start erasing the answers that we've already provided, okay? And I feel like some of you might be a teacher, because I keep thinking math class. Like, you might be a math teacher, or you're in school, like you're in college, or I'm not really sure, but something to do with a test with math, okay? And the strength card. So dig down deep for that inner fire within yourself and that inner passion, and remind yourself of who you are. And you might have to use the affirmation of, hey, they don't make them like me anymore in the mirror, because that means something. It would leave my mind, and I wouldn't be repeating it over and over again if it wasn't significant. So if you don't already tell yourself this, I want you to say to yourself in the mirror, they don't make them like me anymore. So I have to keep going. And if you do say that, or somebody around you says that, then you know that this is definitely your reading. All right, and then let's reveal, Ace of Pentacles. So you are going to have a new opportunity given to you. And it's going to be a new opportunity for long lasting, like, I want to say longevity. Pentacles are not, they take the longest in all of the suits. They take the longest to come. So what does that mean? They don't leave that quick either. A pentacle is something that's long lasting and worthwhile. It won't come and burn out quick. You know, you can't accidentally knock it over like a cup of water. And, you know, when you think about it like this, for the 4 suits, right? So there is air, water, fire, and earth. So the way the process works in the tarot, when you see the cards, think about it like this. The fire energy is the sun, and that's the sun that beats down on the seed that you plant. And the pentacle is the seed that you plant, right? But you have to water it with the cups. It has to breathe oxygen like the swords, the air signs. And the fire is the sun. And all of those suits work to help make sure that that little seed grows. But when that seed finally makes it, it takes a while. It takes a really long time. Imagine like for an apple tree to grow. If we didn't know any better, we'd be like, oh, well, this seed stuff doesn't work, you know, but we do know better. We know it just takes time. So the water is gone. It went into the seed. The sun is always there helping it grow. The air is always there helping it grow. The water, you know, we have to continue to water the tree, the seed, once it turns into the tree. But that's why the pentacle takes the longest. But that apple tree is not only going to be standing tall and firm eventually, it's also going to provide you with fruit. It's going to provide you with those apples. And that's the analogy of the pentacles that I love to share, because it helps give an understanding of what longevity and like what it means, okay? And I want to end this with an affirmation, because I feel like you guys really need it right now. And I just want you to know I'm sending you all like the love and light that I have right now. And I want you to remember you're very powerful, okay? And don't ever accept less than you deserve. And you might feel like, man, I have my hopes too high. No, you don't, okay? You don't. And guess what? I have a little thing that says hope right there. I don't know if you can see it or not on the camera because I can't see. But have hope, have faith, and it's this one. And your affirmation is believe, receive, and achieve. Okay? So I want you to believe, and I want you to use that as your positive affirmation for the week as well, okay? So whenever you want to accomplish something, believe in yourself first and then let things unfold. So I'm going to repeat that, Sag. Whenever you want to accomplish something, believe in yourself first and then let things unfold. All right, Sagittarius. So I hope that you resonated with this reading. And if you do, if you don't mind subscribing or writing a comment or liking it, that will help my small new channel grow, because I really want to get my messages out there to the people that really are intended to hear them. All right. Well, I hope you have yourself a great week, and I'll see you in the next reading.